Now, cost of living pressures has meant more and more separated couples are being forced to live under the same roof, even after they've called time on their relationship. Despite the short-term financial windfall of staying together, experts are warning some couples are actually risking doing themselves long-term financial pain if they're not careful. Dianne Loveday from Bayside Mediation in Melbourne joins us now. Dianne, you've been helping couples navigate separation and divorce for over 15 years. You say you've never seen so many having to live together while they're in the midst of a very tricky time.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Good morning. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we're all feeling the pressure of the cost of living crisis. So imagine adding to that the prospect of ending a long-term relationship and having to deal with the costs associated with separating. Some couples are just choosing not to move into separate homes at this point until they are able to do so in a more affordable way.
The financial pressures of servicing two rents or mortgages is obviously just too challenging for many couples. And then there's the cost of having to buy new furniture and appliances too. What are you hearing most from your clients at the moment about the reasons they're having to live together after they split?
Well, you're right. The duplicating a household is a huge expense. But on top of that, our clients are noticing record high rents and record low vacancy rates. And again, they're just choosing to stay together under the one roof until they can negotiate their financial settlements.
What are some of the legal requirements if couples do choose to stay living under the same roof while they're separating? It would seem a tricky situation.
Yeah, look, it can be. So the Family Law Act requires a couple to be separated for a minimum of 12 months before they can apply for a divorce, which can be difficult to prove if you've been living under the one roof. So look, the Family Law Court website offers a lot of information, things like you need to be able to prove that you've been sleeping in separate beds. You need to show that you're not spending the majority of your time together as a family. And really importantly, you've got to show that you've separated out your finances. So, separate bank accounts, start managing your own bills, and just prove that you are living independently.
Okay, let's talk about the good news. You say many couples do make a success of this and save a lot of money in the process. How do they do it?
So the couples who make this living arrangement work understand that they are working towards a new normal. So they understand that the old status quo no longer fits. So there are negotiations around housework and managing day-to-day life, and also the care and well-being of children. So they understand they're working towards a new family structure, and they're very mindful of how they interact with each other.
What's your best bit of advice about making it work?
Oh, the best bit of advice, Tim, is to make sure that you have an agreement around the care and well-being of children. So a lot of our couples will choose to keep their weekdays as normal, school drop-offs and pickups and all those sorts of things. But their weekends, they will alternate. So one weekend, a parent will have 100% responsibility for the care and well-being of children. So that's their activities, sports, feeding them, getting them to bed, all of the things that we do as parents. And the other parent gets the weekend off.
Dianne, the period immediately after school holidays, the period we're in right now is when a lot of couples do decide to separate. So if anyone's watching today that might be in that position or thinking about it, what do they need to do?
Well, Tim, it makes absolutely no sense if a couple are planning to separate and stay under the one roof because of financial constraints, and then engage the services of an expensive lawyer when they have an alternative. The Attorney General's Department provides a qualification for people like me. We're family dispute resolution practitioners. I know it's a bit of a mouthful. You might know us better as family law mediators. Now, we have the skills, we have the expertise, and we have the knowledge to be able to help couples separate in a less combative, more amicable, less expensive way and achieve the same results.
Thanks so much for coming on the program, Dianne. All the best going forward.